President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, signed the National Senior Citizen Center Bill into law. So we have the National Senior Citizen Center Act. And the National Senior Citizen Center was set up pursuant to that act. So for the first time in the history of this country, we have a focal agency on issues of aging and issues of older persons. We all will bear witness that older persons were never included in development agendas of this country. We not only have the National Senior Citizen Center as an agency, we have a national policy on aging. We have a strategic roadmap on aging. We have national plans of action on aging, which has been inserted in the National Development Plan 2021-2025. This is just to say that for the first time in this country, we have the institutional framework, the legal framework, the policy framework, and the mechanisms to really engage and ensure that we include our senior citizens. The vision of this center, as it would be the vision for every family, every lover of older persons, everyone who wants to grow old, is that we want to see a country that is inclusive, a country where older persons can live dignified, secured, happy, and very happy life, and can be able to access and continue to participate in what they have reason to value, and to access care, quality care, comprehensive care when they have need to, when their functional capacities begin to decline. So the Act gives us that mandate to engage partnerships and data to ensure that we, number one, develop programs in health, in collaboration with all the statutory agencies with health. We develop programs, social programs for population of need, all the widows, IDPs, the indigent older people, the poor and vulnerable older people, those in the remote and rural places who have long been forgotten, and that we develop sports, recreation, we build senior centers to disrupt loneliness and to disrupt aloneness, and then we reorient Nigerians to have a fundamental positive attitude about aging. Respect, restore respect and value for family and for older people, and to see them as continuing to contribute and to provide opportunities for continuing learning and continuing contribution, and to tap and harness the experience, the expertise, the many years of, all the work that our older people have done, instead of retiring them and just wasting all that Nigeria has invested. So this center, that is the center. So why are we here? Nirec, as we know, provides that interface, that platform that brings inter-religions, that brings all our royal fathers, our spiritual fathers, that brings very influential voices who control congregants, the huge population that we are looking for to reorient, to tell them about the age-long value and reference for old age, celebration of life. So one area that we wish, sir, to partner with Nirec is to build that platform and to share information, communication, materials that can help to reorient our youth, reorient our community people, that indeed older people are not to be discriminated against. Older people have opportunity and they can continue to contribute. That older people are bona fide right holders and should be included in development even in the states. And then number two, we would like to partner with Nirec in order to develop a database of all the older people in the congregation, because part of our mandate is to keep records of older people. And what a place to see an assemblage of older people, because we know the importance of aging and spirituality. So that would be very wonderful if we could partner to ensure that we can develop a common portal where we can have records of our older people and what they can continue to do and are continuing to do. As you can see, Nirec, of course, is powered and driven by senior citizens of Nigeria. So this is a clear-cut example that older people are continuing to contribute and cannot be. So another area they would like to partner with Nirec, sir, is in social programming. Because NSCC has developed many social programs, especially focused on the poor and the vulnerable. And one of such social programs is in our ability to work with congregations to know that we can build social agency senior centers that are Christian faith, are Muslim faith, and within these associations, we have the earnest people, philanthropists, we have religious fathers and spiritual fathers who can, mobilize the resources within our communities, our faith communities, to build social model of senior centers that can save our poor and vulnerable people. NSCC is prepared to work with Nirec, and we seek that partnership, sir, that we can develop these centers that can provide meals for vulnerable people. We have already tested that. We have mainstreamed our older people into the poor and vulnerable grant. Now we have mapped indigenous craft across this country. We see our older people continue to engage in indigenous crafts, and we're empowering them. We can work with Nirec to continue these empowerment programs within our senior centers. And we don't necessarily have to build new centers. We can restructure buildings that already exist, that are owned by Christian religious organizations, to build a place for recreation and sports, and a place for health and all that. Finally, I would want to say that one very important area that we would like to partner with Nirec is to seek high-level advocacy in order to ensure that our primary care centers, mainstream geriatric care, and train the healthcare extensive community workers to take healthcare to our local, rural, older persons. NSCC is already working with WHO on this, and we have developed a model for this. And we know that our royal fathers, your highnesses, your eminences, you are very influential. You can help us to highly advocate to state governments, even to the national government, that geriatric care should be mainstreamed into primary care so that senior citizens can access care. And finally and lastly, we would like to please appeal that for all these activities and more, we will appreciate if there can be a technical working group, maybe by some focal persons from Nirec, to work with our own, chosen focal persons, so that we can tease out these programs and really, begin to discuss them and move forward. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.